Hello and welcome back to the main series for Budget Beauty. I am Lindsay Beatty. I am the creative force and the face of Budget Beauty. And this is our weekly series that we do on the weekends where I do a full face of makeup and talk about random stuff that I got going on while doing the full face. The full face. We got to put the full face on today, y'all. So, hi, hello. I am doing makeup. It is later in the day. For once, I am not doing makeup early in the morning. I am later in the day, and I got a later start today. I got up early, probably about 9 o'clock or so, and I just didn't feel like doing makeup until later today. I had something else I was doing earlier that I'll get into while I'm doing my makeup. But I was doing other stuff earlier, and so I was like, I'm gonna do my weekly episode today, but I'm going to do it later in the afternoon slash evening, and so it is later in the evening. It's probably about that clock says 7:30. Yes, it's about 7:30 or so. So I'm later in the day. I worked a little bit. I had to work a little bit today, and I did a little bit of stuff for my side project, and I tested a few things out. And so I was like, well, like I say, I'll get to going later on with my makeup. So here we are. So let's get started. First things first, I am wearing a new wig. I ordered a new wig. I ordered 2 new wigs, and as I talked about, because I've already filmed a beauty haul episode talking about this, I got these 2 wigs, and the first wig was a beehive, and the beehive didn't quite work, and I also butchered the bangs on it because they were too long, and I was trying to cut them to make them shorter so I could get them. When I first put the wig on, y'all, they were down here. They were like in my eyes, like here at my eye line. And so I wanted them about up here. Well, your girl misjudged when she was cutting, and she got it closer to like right here. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. So yeah, that we had to let the wig go. And it was $23.99. So I was like, well, at least it wasn't a $50 wig. I would be a lot more trying to salvage just a lot more if it were that much. So here we are. But this is the second wig that I got, and it's really cute. I have it pulled back right now, and I'll let it loose once I finish my makeup, per the usual. Because y'all know I don't like doing makeup with hair in my face. So y'all probably also see me put on primer and all up here. Because y'all know usually I wear the curtain bangs. I wear Betty Page bangs, and they come down to about my eyebrows or so. So I generally don't put makeup up here, but I will be putting it up here because I will be wearing this. So I have to learn to do my whole face now. I mean, I probably should have been anyway, but here we are. So as y'all can see too, my face is fairly clear. My skin's fairly clear. I have a few little dark spots, little tiny spots. But mostly my skin is very clear right now. And I've also tried to get all of the random tiny hairs off my face, from where I was cutting the bangs on that other wig. So, yeah, my skin's fairly clear. Miss Gina, hi. You asked about the eyebrows. So these are my natural. This is how my eyebrows grow. I may actually do a little bit of brow work today because you asked. But also too, my eyebrows are a little sparse. I actually did not chop up my eyebrows while I was trimming those bangs on that wig. But my eyebrows are a little sparse on the sides. So I may do a little work with them and color it in and do a little something with them. But my eyebrows are fairly full and bushy. They're not like super bushy. And I don't have a unibrow, thankfully. But I do have, like, I have hair right here. in this little section, but it's very fine, and you got to get real close up on me to see it. But it's like 2 or 3 little hairs, so I don't even bother fooling with them. I don't pluck them. I don't do none of that, because fooling with that, my eyebrows will grow back almost immediately. Also, too, you guys cannot see it very well, but I have a white silver eyebrow right about here, and here, where my nail is. They are the 2 strands that are silver. And so I tend to leave them alone, but my husband, that's how I realized I had them. I mean, I look at my face every day, and I don't really pay it much attention because I'm used to it now. But my husband, God bless him, he's a sweet man. He is. Love of my life. Was like, keep still, come here, keep still. Because I was standing in the bathroom, and I was doing something, and he was in the bathroom with me. And he was like, come here, keep still. You have something in your eyebrow. And he tried to pluck it, and he was like, oh, wait, no, that's just a silver eyebrow hair. And I was like, for real? For real? He was like, yeah, my bad. I was like, I was trying to pretend like they weren't there, but I know that now that you pointed this out, they are now growing in. So my hair has started turning gray. I started going gray before I turned 40. And I just turned 44. So I have a few gray hairs. Y'all just don't see my actual hair like 9,000% of the time. You're not going to see my actual hair because I'm probably wearing a wig. Very few times have y'all actually seen me on camera with my actual hair out. And I have gray around the edges. Now, I can show y'all actually if I pull this back a little bit. So I have a gray hair right here. It's all around the edges, and it's a lot like this around the edges. But it's a very tiny, small gray hair. So you can kind of sort of see it. But I usually keep it covered with a wig. Now, I have other random individual strands over here. And one over here somewhere. But mostly they're on this side and around the edges of my head. And as you guys have seen, you've seen my husband on camera. My husband has a head full of silver and white hair. He just does. He'll be 47 this year. So, cause he's like 2.5 years older than me. So, but he started going gray when he was in his 30s. He increasingly became salt and pepper by the time he was 35. So, yeah, he grayed early. It's beautiful on him though. Few other people my age, that I know of have a few like individual silver strands like mine. It's like a few individual silver strands, but not anywhere where it's like white like my husband's is. But it is what it is. So I expect that also too. I did find a white eyelash in my eyelashes earlier. And I've had that for a while too. None in this one, but it's really in this eye where I have the silver strands. And I don't have gray anywhere else. It's just, so it's starting here. And both of my parents grayed, fairly early. They grayed in their early 40s. My mom had like strands, and then she was salt and pepper there for a minute. And then, once she started chemo, it all fell out. And then it came back. It was pure white, from the chemo. That's just how it came back. Everything came back pure white. Her hair, what did come back in, her hair, her eyebrows, her eyelashes. She had hair on her chin. That came back white. Like, it was crazy. She was like, you would be the one thing that came back full. And so she would have me pluck it for her. She would pluck it, and then she'd have me pluck the little hairs on her chin. But yeah, she was she was mad that it came back. So she was like, yeah, my hair came back, some of it. And the hair that did came back, it was on my chin, and it was white. Thanks. So, Yeah, I was prepared to start going gray in my 40s. So here we are. It's a slow process, but it's getting there. I don't mind having gray hair, so I'm okay with that. But yes, this wig is nice. It's got a side little part. Now this little part here, it's so fake looking. So I'm debating, do I want to do something with it? Because I mean, it clearly is a fake side part. Like, my hair is also not parted that way, and on top of that, like, I mean, you can see it. That's not a natural part. So when I do my hair, when I part my actual hair, the part doesn't look like this. So there's that. We'll see. But yeah. So, yeah, I digress. It's giving wig, but it's a cute wig. It is a cute wig. So that is what we were working with today. So I decided I was going to do green for my color today, because I got some green makeup as shown in the beauty haul. I got some green makeup. I got this shadow stick, the L'Oreal Lace Shadow Stick. This is in Twilight Emerald, the shade Twilight Emerald. And y'all know I already have the Cloudy Rose. And that, I've worn that before. And it's really nice. That's why I went and bought this one. I went on to Amazon and was looking to see could I get it. And it's really nice. I like it. So I'm going to use that today. And pair it with a green flower. Like I say, this is later in the day, and I'm not going anywhere today. I stayed home, did some work, and I'm not leaving the house. I'm not planning to leave the house today. So this makeup is just for the house. So, yeah. Next weekend I might go out. I'm planning to go buy some makeup and do my makeup then before we go out. Now, I think Saturday is when we're gonna go. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it'll be nice weather. It won't be crazy hot like it's been. Today was 101 degrees. So yeah, I did not leave the house. My husband went to work, and I was like, he was leaving. I was like, it's hot. I was just standing at the front door as I was gonna lock the door when he left, and I was like, it's so hot. And he was like, I know. He's like, I know, Bear, it's hot. Go inside. I've had the air conditioning on all day in this house, and it was still on, and I had it set on 67. Y'all, it was 78 degrees in here. It was 78. I was like, with the air conditioning blasting. Yeah, and fans, because I got 2 fans going. 3 if you count the one I have going in this room, because it gets extremely hot in this room anyway. And then I have ring light that y'all can't really see, but ring light and my other lighting over here. It makes it incredibly hot in this room. So yeah, in addition to it already being hot. So yeah. Also too, so you guys see this, you can't really see it very well because the way this is, the length and the height of this is pretty, it's face level. But I got this t-shirt from Amazon, and it's super cool. Y'all know I like campy horror, like old school Universal Monsters campy horror. I do, I really do. So I got this shirt, and it's got all of the monsters. I'm trying to hold it up so you guys can see, and y'all can see my microphone. But it's the Scream Show with Dracula in person. Alive in person. And then it's got the Wolfman down at the bottom, and I can't tell who that is down at the bottom. But it's a very cool shirt. I just got it a couple of weeks ago. Year's best horror picture. But yes, I love this shirt. I love it. And I got another one that it just says Monster on it, and it's orange letters, Monster, and then it has the monsters at the bottom. So what I am going to do for my side project, which I will talk about as I get started here, my side project is going to be called the Creature Feature, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm using that shirt as an inspiration. And I'm using Video Game Monsters. We're going to talk about Video Game Monsters for my side project, Gaming Insurrection, for our upcoming issue in October. So that's going to be very cool. But I used my shirt as an inspiration for that. So what I'm going to do for once, I am going to use Juvia's Place eyeshadow primer. We're going to use this. This is the Juvia's Place I Prep, I Prime eye primer in the shade 3. So I have to shake it up because it does get a little loose if you just have it sitting there. And the way that I apply this one does not have like a wand and a brush on it. So I have to apply this with this, with one of my little tools. So I'm trying not to put too much on. Just want a little bit of primer. Okay. So as you can see, this is the shade. Y'all, this shade matches my eyes perfectly. I discovered that way back when I first bought it. And as you can see, I apply it and immediately a little bit goes a long way. To get this on full coverage. 2 swipes. That was like 2 swipes. Now, my only thing about this is, and you have to be careful about how much you put on here. If you put on too much, it's going to take forever to dry. So, and dry down. So that's why I say be careful about how much you put on here. Apply on your little tool that you apply, whatever you're using to apply this. Because it will be, if you put a lot, it's going to take forever for this to dry. And we want this to dry quickly. It is not fast drying, so the less you put on, the better. But as y'all can see, look, see that's almost a perfect match on my eyelids. As I discovered, you can also use this. Pro tip: if you are lacking in concealer, you can use this as a concealer. I did use this once as a concealer before I actually bought the Juvia's Place concealer. And it worked perfectly, actually. I put on primer, and I used it as a concealer. And I did under my eye with it. And it was fantastic. It worked very well. I read that somewhere that you could do that. And so then I went and attempted it, and it worked. So, as y'all can see, I now have my primer on. We're done with that. But I love the Juvia's Place I Prep, I Prime. It is fantastic, and it's not super expensive. Now, originally, I bought the Sweet Full fan that y'all see me use to set my face with. I bought this for this, to do this. So, we're going to use this to kind of dry this down a little bit. Now, pro tip also. Y'all see, this is not my usual translucent base, okay? This is a brown base because it matches my skin tone, okay? So, what your girl was doing was, this involves a little bit of color theory. So, when I do this, if I use that Juvia's Place I Prep, I Prime, I am actually looking for a darker base. Okay, as y'all can see, it's on. Might be dry, maybe. Yes, it is dry. I usually do a finger test to see is it dry, and it seems to be dry. So originally too, what I wound up doing, because I realized I put too much on, I used my blow dryer. I was trying not to singe my eyeballs. Because I have a Conair blow dryer, and that thing is powerful. So, because I need a very strong blow dryer, and I ain't spending $500 for a Dyson. So, because my hair is super thick, and it takes forever. If you got a low blow dryer, you might as well just not even. So, I have to get a powerful hair dryer if I'm going to blow dry my hair. So yeah, I use my blow dryer to do I thought about it, I was like, I need to dry this and I need to dry it quickly. So that's what I did. So, but then I realized, I was like, you know what? I bet I can buy a handheld fan. And that's what I did too. I went and bought it. So that's how we got the Sweetfull fan. As y'all can see, it is now dry and it matches the skin perfectly. Okay. So now that this is dry, the color theory part comes in, that if I use this as a dark base, which I am, this will darken whatever I put on top of it. Now, I'm fixing to use dark colored eyeshadow anyway, so it's not going to matter. It's really not going to matter if I use that or not. But just know that it will darken what you put on top. Now, if you got the translucent and or like a see-through one, like the NYX, for example, as you can see, this color here, this is a translucent color. That background back there, the beige color, that's a translucent. My Urban Decay, translucent. Y'all can't really see the color, but if I take it out of here, you can. This is translucent. See, this is a beige color. Use this when you want to keep your color and or brighten it up for whatever you're putting on your eyes. That's good pro tip. Learn a little color theory. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going in with Mr. Soft Pencil, and we are going to do this here. I'm going to cut my crease. And we're going to start on this eye first. Hopefully not screw it up. It's not bad. Okay. That's not bad at all. Okay. I like to cut my crease with black because it gives that cartoon effect. So in effect, you give yourself like Jessica Rabbit eyes. And I really like that. Especially if we're going for pin-up siren look. Pin-up siren makeup. It gives that effect. Now, it also makes me look like I have a hood. But I have hooded eyes anyway. Like if I put my eyes, like if I'm looking normally straight on at this camera, like this, you can see my cut crease up here. But like, you can barely see my makeup. If I close my eyes, you'd be able to see it normally. So there's that. All right. So as usual, per the usual, we're going to go in with the BFF Creme Gel Liner. Creme. We can pronounce it correctly. Creme. In the shade Swerve. And I'm going to go across the lash line down here. And I am going to use mascara today, but I'm not going to do a super big lash here across the lash line. We are going to do our under eye also too, so just switching up the order a little bit today. I also love this primer because this primer in conjunction with this pencil, smooth application, no dragging. I can tell when I'm using a certain primer, and most of my primers are good though about not causing my pencil to drag, and also the pencil is pretty good. So it's the cream part is very cream. And I know people have problems with ColourPop, and they're like, I don't like the packaging and stuff. I'm like, listen, ColourPop is inexpensive, good makeup. I can serve some looks with some ColourPop, okay? Listen, if I could go ahead and get on that there affiliate with ColourPop, that would be great, because I sure would love it if they would send me some stuff and they would make me an affiliate, because I sure would be out here shilling the hell out of ColourPop, because I really, really like their products. I have yet to find something from ColourPop that I'm like, no, I'm not using this. Alright, so as you can see, one eye is done. Okay. Very pleased with how this eye turned out too. So we're gonna do the other eye. Like I say, I have not had a problem with ColourPop stuff, and I love everything that I've ever bought. ColourPop has been fantastic for me. So I don't speak too loudly when people be talking about it. I'm like, that is not my experience. I'm sure that is a very valid experience for you. As I said last week, we do not invalidate people's experiences here. But I personally have had great experiences with ColourPop. And I feel like I get my money's worth out of all of the products. Like, I could right now go put that green on. Like, I was going to use this green shadow stick. I could go in and put that green powder on from their Just My Luck palette, and it would be fantastic. I got great results. I wore green the other day, and it was beautiful, and it lasted longer. It was a good buy, and I love a good green eye palette. Y'all know that. So yeah, no, I had great results with them. So as you can see. So this eye turned out really well today. I'm very pleased with that eye. All right. Now to go in with this shadow stick. Now it also, as I was testing with I did a swatch on my arm. You can kind of sort of see somewhere over here where I was swatching it. This was, I got the cooling sensation with this too. So like I did with the other one. So we're going to put her on. And yep, I got a cooling wet sensation putting this on my eyelid. But I like it. I really like it. I like the color. It is darkened green. I wore the Cloudy Rose the other day, and I loved it. And my coworker who I was talking makeup with, while also doing accounting, I told her, I was like, it reads as, she said, yeah, it does read as red on you. And I was like, yeah, it's really a dusty rose, but it reads as red. Now see, I love that. Look at that creamy application, y'all. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That green is gorgeous. And it went on just as smooth and creamy. And I mean, it feels wonderful. It dries down quickly too. But look at how beautiful that matte is. That is fantastic. And I don't think I'm going to put any like sparkle or metallic to it. I think I'm going to leave it as is. Unless I change my mind after the fact, and then I'm like, oh no, I think I will put some. But this is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. Try not to touch the black here. Because I don't want to have to clean up. The girl does not want to do cleanup today. Okay. Got it. I really don't have to do any cleanup. Look at that. We weren't heavy-handed. Pretty precise. Okay. And it's fixing it. This eye is dry. This one is, since I just put this on, it's not quite dry. But it's quick drying. I will give it that. Yo, that is stunning. That is a stunning green. I love it. All right, this is going into the kit with the red, with the Cloudy Rose. All right. Okay, so baby, those eyes, the eyes have it. All right, so we are going to go in with. So I'm gonna do, instead of doing my under eye next, I'm gonna do my mascara first. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Tinted Primer. Y'all, I've been using this alone for a couple of days. I've noticed a marked difference in my lashes, and y'all know how much I love about. Y'all know I love me some mascara primer. I do. I love it. But this I really like. It gives me great results even by itself, and can be worn by itself because it is a tinted primer. For me, this is black. Okay, so as a matter of fact, this is called soft black. All right. This shade for me reads as black on my lashes. So I can wear this by itself, and I have in the last couple of days. And I have gotten great results. Y'all, it made my eyelashes look like I had on mascara and gave me false lash effect. Now I know some people who ain't like I saw folks was talking about in the drugstore makeup subreddit that they didn't like the Maybelline firework mascara. I've seen it, but I haven't bought that. So I'm gonna put this on my lashes. Let me pull her up. I am going to wear mascara today. But this helps with the it's like a lash serum too. So this does help with the lashes. So what I was doing earlier as I'm putting this on, what I was doing earlier, I got a converter in. So I know y'all have heard me talk about the fact that I play fighting games a lot, and I collect old video games. I've been a gamer since 1988. I was 7, and my sibling was like, "Here, play this. Sit down, shut up, play this. Don't make no more noise." And so he gave me a game on the NES called WrestleMania. And so I was like, video games. I don't know what these things are, but I sure like it. So I started playing. And because we had an NES, that was the one thing we had at the house. And so then I went to a friend's house and I played Super Mario Brothers for the first time. Friend's house down the street that way where I'm pointing. And the house is vacant now. But I went over to the house and I played Super Mario Brothers for the first time. Died on the very first Goomba on the first stage, 1-1. But I fell in love with video games, and so after that, that's all I did. And so, and then I learned that other people played video games also at school. So I would find like-minded people, and that's what we talked about. Video games all day. I'd be like, "Have you ever played Mario?" "Yeah, I played Mario." And then we talk about secrets and stuff. So, dealing with Super Mario Brothers. So, I love video games. Still do. So, I got into fighting games with Mortal Kombat 2 in 1993. I was 12. And the second game had already come out, and I was like, "What is this? What is this magic?" And this guy who was like 16 was playing, and he was playing with Sub-Zero. And I was standing there and I was watching, and he was like, "You want to play?" And I'm like, 12-year-old me was like, "Ah!" So he taught me how to play. And I've been playing ever since. I have played every mainline Mortal Kombat game. I've owned every mainline Mortal Kombat game. And so I bought joysticks and things, and over the years, and you see the massive video game collection behind me. Some of that's Mortal Kombat somewhere in there. But I wound up buying this joystick in 2009. And I bought it because my ex-husband wanted it and was like, I want this video game. And I was like, okay. And I was like, fine, we'll get this, but let's get the stick to go along with it. So I bought it for him originally. He then bought another stick that was for another game. And so when we split up, he took his stick with him and he left the stick that I have. So I got this stick and it was, I kept it the whole time. And so I've been using it with Windows stuff. I can use it for Windows because it's a USB stick. It's USB-A. Okay. So then I got the smart idea because they just released the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. And they also released Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Alright. So I was like, oh, you know what? Cool. You know, I wonder if I can use this stick that I have. I have a joystick. I wonder if I can use this stick. And I don't have to spend $400 on a new stick. So what I wound up doing was I bought this converter. And the first converter that I bought does not work with this stick. Because actually it works with the stick. It doesn't work with the PS4 Pro. Because it's mimicking, the short version is it's trying to mimic a PS5, and so it doesn't understand when you've got it plugged into a 4. That's the short version of it. And so I was like, oh, so I need the other one. I need the first version of this converter, not the new version of this converter. The new version works with PS5. So I have a PS4 Pro because your girl is not spending money on a PS5 when I just got a 4. I bought a 4 Pro in 2019. It was pre-COVID. It was right before COVID. So I had a PS4 the whole time, and I'm like, I don't need a PS5, y'all. I really don't. There are very few games that I am playing that are solely released on PS5. So that's why I didn't buy one also. I was like, they still release stuff on PS4. And whatever they releasing solely on PS5, I probably don't want to play it anyway. So not right now. Maybe when Ghost of Yotai comes out, I will get that. I will get a PS5 for that. But I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima, so there's that. So anyway, I got this converter. I had to take it back, the first one that I got. And then once I read up on it, I was like, oh, I need the first version of this. I took it back and I got that. So that's what we got. And it works. I tested it out this morning. I hooked it up. I hooked up my converter. I hooked up my joystick. And I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And demonstrated how to Tiger Knee and Air Hyper Viper Beam. So my husband was like, it works. I was like, yay, it works. I was so excited. Very excited bear. So, yeah. So that's what I was doing this morning before I did a little bit of work. So, I have applied the Sky High, and as you can see my lashes. That's what a primer is supposed to do. It made them full. But they're also not the weird blue color or the weird white color that my other primers are. So now we're going to go in, because I wanted to show y'all on camera what this looks like for my eyes. So like I say, I could go without putting on any mascara and I would be fine. They also recommend too, like the Essence primers, to let it dry. But we're not going to use Maybelline eyeshadow today. I mean, not eyeshadow. We're not going to use Maybelline mascara. We're going to use Essence because I want to use it with this. I want to see what happens when I do the false lash effect with it. I want to see what kind of results I get because I've not yet used it with non-Maybelline mascara. So, all right, here we go. Ooh wee. Yeah, that's making that stand up. I mean, it was already standing up. God dang it. This is... Whoa, them lashes look like this, like almost like putting on the Sephora by itself. The Sephora brand Size Up, y'all, that Sephora brand is crazy for false lash effect. Yeah, I don't have to put on a lot of this, but what little I am putting on, it is. Whoo, them lashes are tall. just tall. Okay. That's that on that eye. Try to get it a little bit. Yes, sir. Very, very pleased with that. So yes, all of that was to tell y'all that my converter works, because I ordered the correct one that I needed, and got it in when I got my beauty haul in. I ordered everything at the same time off of Amazon. Got it in and tested it out this morning, and it is fantastic. Very pleased. So I will be playing more of my joystick on PS4 now. And I can actually properly play the 2 collections that I just got. Now I don't need it. I have the Capcom Fighting Collection 1, and I don't need my joystick to play that, because a lot of that is Vampire, and I play Vampire better with a controller, with like a regular PlayStation controller. It's how I learned how to play Vampire, aka Darkstalkers. So I don't really need a joystick for that. But I'm very pleased and very excited that my joystick works with this converter, and that I can do this, so I don't have to spend $400. Because let me tell y'all, modern day joysticks, that competitive folks use, them joints are going for like $300-$400. Good sticks, and I'm talking about good sticks. They are they go for a lot of money, and it's crazy. That is crazy. I'm not spending $400 for a freaking joystick. I'm not. Like, I don't care that I make better money now. No, it's the principle of the thing. No, I'm not spending that kind of money on a joystick. So, for what is a hobby for me. So, I don't compete professionally at all. I haven't competed on even a semi-professional level since 2002. Okay, 2002, 2003. So your girl is not spending that kind of money. Now, if I were going to something like EVO, which is the Evolution Fighting Game Championships out in Las Vegas, if I were competing on that level, okay, cool. Yeah, I could see dropping the $400 for that. But I'm not doing that. Your girl does not do that. So we're not doing that. So, I did see a really nice stick, though. Now, I'm about to show my age as I'm doing the rest of this makeup. As y'all can see, the eyes are done. We're going to go ahead and do the bottom here. We're going to do a under eye. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner in the shade black. It's just black. It's just black. Now, back in the day, when I was in college and I was living in this house and in this room, this was my bedroom. Back in the day, there used to be this company that made fighting game sticks. And unfortunately, they had to shut the business down, but then they came back. But back in the day, it was a company called Mass Systems. And they made quality, top-notch joysticks. And they custom built them for you. And they would make it so that it worked on multiple systems for you. That's why it cost so much. But they would mass produce these systems. Mass produce these joysticks. And make it so that you could, you had a nice stick. And when people talked about fighting game sticks and arcade sticks and things, That's who they was talking about. If you didn't have a mass stick, what were you even doing? You wasn't serious. Serious players had a mass system stick. But yeah, I remember they were like $200. Your girl ain't had that kind of money. Okay? Listen, I was a poor college student living in this tiny little room in here in this house. And my sole goal was to go to school, get decent grades so I could get my degree and get out and get a job. Now, once I got out and got a job, cool. If we could afford a stick then, but while we were in school, work study, and work study paid approximately one bill. Mostly I just paid for my gas, to put gas in my car, and to eat. That's it. That's what my little paychecks went to. And sometimes, I bought video games, and I bought my PlayStation, my very first PlayStation, my PS1. I bought one with my little checks. Okay. And I bought rival schools to go with it. Okay. But I think when I bought my Dreamcast, because I bought my Dreamcast, I was in this bedroom. I bought my Dreamcast, which there's a bunch of Dreamcast games. This is PlayStation. That's Sega Saturn. This is all Dreamcast back here. And Nintendo Switch. But all of my Dreamcast stuff. Yo, listen. Them Dreamcast games weren't cheap at all. So there's that. So, to quickly interject here, we're going to do face. We are finished with eyes. Eyes are good. We're going to do face. This is the Marshmallow Primer from NYX. We're gonna give this another shot. I like it okay. It's not my favorite, but I did like 2 pumps of it. See if I can get it on my face. But yeah, my little money went, my little work study job went to paying for video games, food, and gas. And probably my car insurance. Because my mom was like, you don't pay rent so long as you live in this house, you live here rent free. Even in death. She made it so that I don't pay rent in this house. I don't pay any type of, I don't have a mortgage. Because I paid off the house when she died. And she made sure that I did. So that I would have some place to live. So there's that. But yeah, your girl, that was my one little bill. I had a few little responsibilities. And that was good. To teach me responsibilities and how the world works and things. Get out and be able to pay bills when I get out of college. So I had a few little bills, very few, but I had bills. And I could write checks, and I knew how to do all of that on my own. So very thankful that my mama taught me how to do and how to be successful, and some work ethic and some morals, and how to get out in the world and be an adult. She didn't just throw me out and be like, okay, well, you're 18 now, so here you go. So, and she respected the fact that video games were my hobby. So, she was very supportive of that. She never ever made me feel terrible for playing video games or anything. So, yeah, I did buy a few little things, but I did not want to save up the money for a mass stick. And I did not, because I wasn't serious enough for all of that to justify spending the $200 that they wanted. $300 that they wanted for sticks. But I did acknowledge the craftsmanship and the fact that a mass system stick meant you were getting something good. I knew that. I'd seen mass sticks. A friend of mine had several. He had like 1 or 2 of them. So yeah. He was the one that told me about them originally. He was like, man, listen, you want to get you a good stick? Save up the money and get a mass stick. But yeah, so that's why I was super excited. Now these modern day sticks, yeah, these modern day sticks, whew, boy, they expensive. As y'all can see, now I put this primer on my face. Um, it gives me a very ghostly whitish hue with this on my face. I'm not fond of that. Just so y'all know, I'm not fond of this at all. Um, but I've gotten okay results with this. It's not been terrible. I also still have a few little hairs on my face. Because as I was putting this on, I feel little hairs, tiny little black hairs from that hair that I was cutting earlier with that wig. So, yeah. But y'all can see the pall that I now have now that I've rubbed this in and got it on my face. Good. Yeah, it's something. I will give it that. I much prefer the e.l.f. hydrating face primer. But this is not, it's not terrible. It gets the job done. The end result is fine. So, I'm okay with that. Alright. Now, let's talk about this here. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 32 Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. It is in the shade 525. Now, you guys have seen me put on 510. I have 510 over here. 510 was too light. I used this probably about 2 weeks ago in the 510 shade. I then went back to Ulta, bought this in the 525. And 525 is a perfect match for my skin. So we're going to use this. I have been using it, and I have determined even under harsh LED lighting, it is a perfect match. I could not tell that I had put on foundation. So we're going to use this. We're going to shake it up first. Shake her up, because we were talking about a liquid. And then we're going to put it on. Now, at first glance, you would think, that's not a perfect match. I promise y'all, when I put this on and I buff this out, it matched my skin perfectly. It looks very reddish undertone, but it's not. Once I put this on. I'm getting it. Try to get the excess off. I gotta learn to put some on my forehead because, buddy, we don't normally do it, so we might forget about it. You don't see it? In and out. Yeah, in one ear and right out the other. Because I forgot to put it on. Try to get it in a good spot. Alright. Also going to take this excess off here with the sponge. Okay. Now, we're going to blend her out. Starting with this stuff that's starting to drip. But as you can see, once I start blending, we get good results. It looks exactly like my skin tone. This matches perfectly. Get this forehead. Pull my hair out of the way. That would help. But yes, so these modern day sticks, fighting game sticks, boy, listen, they expensive. So this joystick that I bought in 2009, I bought it for like $60, 60 or $70, and I kept it. I literally put it in a box and forgot about it for a couple of years, and by a couple, I mean a lot. It wasn't until probably maybe 2-3 years ago that I even remembered that I had it. Because I hadn't been playing fighting games too much. I mean, I've been playing it, but I haven't been playing it. And I just didn't feel like playing anything. I keep forgetting I gotta go over here and do this little section over here on my neck and on the jaw. But yeah, I just been out of the notion of playing fighting games, and so I didn't for a good minute. I was not playing fighting games, and so I didn't think too much of it, and then I figured out how to get one of my emulators working, and I was like, oh, I have a joystick. I forgot about this. I still have that joystick. And so that's what I did. I went and got the joystick out of storage because I put it in storage when I moved back home, and got it out the box and started using it. Hooked it up with my emulators and started using it. And then they started releasing the collections, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use this. So that's what I've been doing. I've gotten back into playing fighting games a lot. I watch fellow YouTuber Justin Wong, who was once upon a time ranked number 1 in the world for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back in the day. I had the absolute joy and pleasure of meeting him and fighting him in Street Fighter Alpha 3, and promptly got my ass beat. But sweet young man that he was, he's not that much younger than me. He was like, I told him, I said, yeah, I used to play seriously, but I don't play seriously anymore. I'm just here really to watch this tournament. And then I heard you were coming, so I was like, whoa, look like I'm gonna be in for a treat. He laughed at me, and he said, why don't you play anymore? And I was like, you're not bad. And, at Alpha 3, I was like, I done played a lot of Alpha 3. But I was like, I said, I got out of the notion of playing because school caught up with me, and I was trying to get out in the world and do stuff for myself, and I really wasn't focusing on fighting games right then. And on top of that, the scene was just really toxic right there. It was not a good scene to be in. As a woman, it was just not. Again, a lot of people will be like, oh, so-and-so's great. I don't have any problems with so-and-so. Okay, but yeah, he's nice to you because you're a dude. He's not nice to me because I'm not a dude. He's just not nice to me in general. So, and I ain't gonna get along with everybody. I realize I'm not gonna get along with everybody. But dude, don't talk to me any kind of way. One of the things we gonna do in the summertime is stay hydrated and watch how we speak to folks. Specifically, watch how you speak to me. And child, people would just wow, just say all kind of stuff to you. And I'm like, listen, I'm grown. I'm very grown. My name signed on stuff means things. So, watch how you speak to me. So, had to put people in their place real quick. So I just kind of got out of playing fighting games for that reason. Alright, so as y'all can see, this is the face. Now I look real orange right now because I have this light on, but when I am not, and it looks very tan, but I promise y'all, under normal lighting, it looks fine. It looks very fine. And note that I did come down here and blend into the neck. With my triple chins, I blended into this neck. But yeah, child, I stopped fooling with people because I was like, bro, I don't have time for this. Y'all can screw all the way off. I ain't got time for this. And no, I did not. I was not nice about it. That's the sanitized nice version, because I don't want YouTube to. I ain't even monetized yet, and I'm not trying to get demonetized. But yeah, suffice to say, it was not a good time. Not a good time. So, now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go in. This is the Revolution Makeup Revolution Deep Dark Baking Powder. No flashback, super matte fix. I actually really like this. I really do. I really like this, and we're gonna use it. So let me get my little tool. So I got me, these are one, I don't know if these are disposable or not. I washed this once before, and I got it fairly clean. So I don't know. I think I don't know if they're disposable or what. I never did find that out. But go ahead and get my powder in my hand. And then we take our tool. As y'all can see, it's in my hand. You can kind of sort of see it. It's right there. Take my tool, prime her up, prime my powder, and then we're going to set. Get her set up. Because we used a liquid here. And wherever I put liquid, we got to put setting. Now I watched something interesting earlier. Makeup artist that I follow, Trevor Barrett, said if you use setting powder, you ain't got to use finishing powder. You ain't got to use both. And I'm like, oh, word? I use one or the other. I use a powder. And he said what he was saying was, for certain things, you ain't got to use. You need to use one for one thing and one for the other. And I was like, oh, word? I ain't know that. I did not know that. So your girl, I need to go back and watch it again and see what he said. But basically he was like, because he's talking about how to avoid flashback and all, which is what this is doing. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay. Because I use both. I have a finishing powder and I have setting powder. This is setting, and I have y'all know I have the Juvia's Place. I have Juvia's Place setting powder also, but I also have I have the Juvia's Place silky finishing powder. So yeah, he was like, don't try to set with the finishing powder. It's basically what he said. But I will look and see. And when I do another episode, whether it be for the breakdown or if it's for this, we'll talk about it. I will go back and watch it, and I will make it a point to pick up and figure out what it was he was talking about, because when I watched it, I was like, oh, this, I kind of need to pay attention. I feel like I need to be paying attention because he talking to me. Oh, and I dropped my powder too. And then got powder everywhere. Thankfully, I'm not wearing anything white. Cause that would have got everywhere. But yeah. It's basically what he said. He was like, don't use finishing powder to set, I think is what he said. Like I say, I really like this Revolution powder, because you really can't. It's almost, for me, this shade is like putting on translucent almost, but it's giving me the matte effect. Translucent looks almost white on me. So I've been kind of trying to experiment with that and figure out how to make it work. Okay. So try to get that up underneath my eye. And not touch my liner. Well, I kind of want to touch the liner, but I don't want to wipe out the liner, and then I'd have to do it again. Alright. I think we have set our face really well. I think we did. We managed to remember to get the forehead, because we do not want to forget to set the forehead. So there's that. All right. Face is set. Okay. All right. So that was good. All right. So, my lovelies, we are going to now do these lips. Okay. So, I'm going in for my lip liner. I'm not going to use Mr. Soft Pencil Jr. for once, or Mr. Soft Pencil Senior. We are going to use the NYX Professional Retractable Lip Liner in the shade Black Lips. We're going to do that one. Try not to be super heavy-handed, because you can be heavy-handed with this. Yes, they tout preciseness, but you could be very heavy-handed real quick. That could go sideways. All right. As much as I love it, and I have issues with it, we're going to go in with the Fenty MVP shade, Fenty Icon, the MVP. This is their velvety liquid lipstick. And it is a very, very intense, beautiful red. I want y'all to see, when y'all see me put this, y'all gonna see this end result and y'all gonna be like, girl. And I'm gonna be like, girl. So, let's go. Now, I don't know if y'all can see this. It's not really a liquid. It's like a paste. That is an intense red top lip. Just so y'all know. Okay. Now, as beautiful red as this is going to get everywhere. It's going to get everywhere. Y'all, this is the most beautiful, brilliant red lipstick I've ever used. Easily. But this bad boy gonna get everywhere real quick. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. It dries. It does dry down, because this is almost dry. But this for me is a paste. It's not as a liquid. And then on top of that, it never fully dries down on my lips. It stays. I can blot it and it'll come off. Blot it, come off. Blot it, come off. It never dries down like the NYX does. So, and by my way of thinking, if I spent $29 on this for full price, I need you to be dry. Baby, I need you to be dry. For $29, I need you to be dry as soon as I'm putting you on. As I am swiping, you need to be instantly drying. So, yeah. Now, if that don't bother you, be my guest. Go right out and buy it. I highly endorse it. But, and this doesn't really bother me right now because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not planning to go anywhere. So, I'm just putting on makeup around the house. But, be forewarned that that is what is happening here. But this red, y'all, this red is beautiful. It is a gorgeous red. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Like I say, my work niece now gave me the suggestion of maybe we need to set her down. Maybe if we put some translucent on it, it might set it. Which I do have translucent, so I could do that. Let me see if I can. I don't think I have the translucent over here right at the moment. I don't, but I do have the I Am Magic setting powder, and it is in the shade. It's the shade Gobi. Now this might work. I'm gonna try it and see. I'm gonna try. Get a little bit on the out of the tube here. This little jar. I'm gonna try it on this. See what happens. Yes, I know I used it to do my face, but I'm gonna prime it with this right here on my hand. Now that took down some of that intensity, and it smudged it. Now see, y'all see that smudge right there? It smudged it, which is kind of annoying. And by kinda, I mean it's very. All I did was lightly tap, and it is literally smudged on my face. So I'm trying to get this off here. That's why I'm leaned in super close. I kind of got it off. Kind of. Still look a little crazy over there, but it's not as bad as it was. But yeah, I shouldn't have to go through all of that. That's super annoying, to say the least. It's just super annoying. So I'm gonna see if I can't. Go around my lip. And I'm gonna do a little bit more because that just darkened down my liner. Okay. All right. So, it's still red. It's just. When I discovered that was not transfer proof, I was just like, that was my face. And then promptly got it on my teeth. Like, I mean, yeah. And you know, if it didn't cost as much as it did, I probably wouldn't be that loud about it. But that's $29. I'm like, come on, Rihanna, girl, you can't come at me with the most beautiful red I've ever seen. Make it cost that much, and then it's not transfer proof. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that might work. Maybe it might not. I don't know. I hope it does. um. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to salvage this little thing here. I don't think I'll be able to salvage that. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, charlatans and shit heels. That is the completed look. We're going to set our face with spray, and then we are finished. This is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Mist Setting Spray. Yes, I probably could use this to set my lips also. So I did spray a little bit there, so I don't know. I've done. I don't think it will work because I've already done wet on it, and I don't feel like it set it. Like I know I've done it on that side of my face. As a matter of fact, I don't feel like I did any on this side of my face. Got to do the forehead too. I kind of missed that section when I first did this. Alright, so I made sure I got some on my lips. My thing was I didn't want to taste setting spray, but look like something gonna have to give here. It's not that I'm licking my lips though, so there is that. It's not that I'm licking my lips to taste the setting spray, but using this sweet full fan, which it feels good. This feels good in this hot room. If the sun finally went down, so because it's almost 9. As a matter of fact, it is 9. Okay, I think I am dry. Okay. So yes, this is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine setting mist. I have stuff on the side of the bottle, which is brown because my fingers are generally, when I'm using this, it's generally covered in, and of course I took the lid off that I was not trying to take off there. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm gonna wash my little towel probably today, later today. Throw it in the wash. I need to clean my sponges and get them cleaned up because they are kind of filthy. Alright, that is the completed look. So, let this hair loose. Ooh, I like how this turned out. Despite weird lip issues. I like how this turned out. Now, I'm not going to put on any earrings today because I'm not going anywhere and I don't want to put on earrings. So, I'm not gonna. But I like this wig and I like how this hair turned out. So, if I can get this in red, ooh, if I can get this in red, I might use this to do Jessica Rabbit for Halloween. Possibly. Possibly. I'm thinking about Jessica Rabbit, so I've narrowed down some choices here. Thinking about Jessica Rabbit or Marilyn Monroe from 7 Year Itch. Because of that wig that I got. But this hair is giving Jessica Rabbit, except it's black instead of blackish brown instead of red. But we could do Jessica Rabbit. Oh. I'm excited. Okay, so I'm gonna put in my little green flower. Oh, it's cute. It's cute. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I actually really like that. Like I said, I would not wear this hair down in my face like this unless I were doing Jessica Rabbit specifically with this hair in my face. But yeah, I like this wig. This wig is bussin'. As the kids like to say, this wig is bussin'. Yeah, I really like this wig. It's just super cute. But yeah, definitely, we could do Jessica Rabbit if we get this in red. And I think they had this wig in red. I think they did. I have to go on Amazon and look again. But yeah, if I decide to do Jessica Rabbit, I might could do this. I could do it. But yes, this is the completed look. I really like how these eyes turned out. The green is gorgeous. Beautiful. Quite beautiful. Not moving. Not budging at all. This tends to not budge at all anyway with the cloudy rose. It is. I mean, I could add metallic to it, but I probably wouldn't just because I don't need to. I like it. I like the matte, like the way it is. Now, if I was in the mood for sparkles, yes, I would add a little sparkle to it. But I like how this matte turned out. I think it's gorgeous. I do. I think this is gorgeous. And I like my little flower that I got. I got this also off of Amazon some months ago. I ordered in a couple of colors because my green flower that I ordered another green flower too, but my original green flower that I had, it died on me. I'd had it for years and it died on me, so I was like, well, I'll just order some more. And I'm curious to see how this is gonna work with how this hair is gonna work with a bandana, because I have several green bandanas, but I tend to wear my bandanas in the fall and the winter, and then I wear my flowers in the spring, spring and summer. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, charlatans and shithills, this is the finished look. We are done. I really enjoyed doing this. Trying to get this to do right. Really pleased with the final product, and there's been one for the books. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Come back and watch more of our videos. Very excited. As I pointed out in the beauty haul, we now have 10 subscribers, and we get steady views. For each video we get steady views. Not a whole lot, but we're getting there. And I'm very pleased with our progress and the fact that people support us. I'm so appreciative of that. And I very much love the fact that you guys come in and watch me every week talk about makeup and do makeup and paint my face up and whatever else I got going on while I'm doing my makeup. I do very much appreciate that you guys come and watch, and my subscribers that come in and subscribe and keep up with my videos. And also, big shout out, thank you, Miss Gina. As you can see, I did not do anything with the eyebrows too much today. I realized at the end I didn't really need to. They're fine. So I'm not gonna do anything with the eyebrows, but maybe next week. Maybe I might get around to playing with them and do a little something with them. But maybe not. We'll see. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Come back and watch more of our videos of our main series, for our breakdown series, and for the beauty haul. Thanks for watching. Peace.